Good morning, my YouTubers. This is Daniel Drepsky for this new updated video of my VHS tapes and books and some read-along books, whatever. And today's date is May 26, 2021. So the weather's getting like a little bit warm, and it's and hopefully. And probably in June, hopefully, we might get some days it's cool, some days it's hot, but I can't control the weather. A few weeks ago, we had fun. My family and I had fun at the Soapbox Derby, right on Laurel Boulevard in Pennsylvania. Yep, this Memorial Day's almost coming up, and the cases are going down, and I got some good news also. Last Tuesday, I got myself vaccinated, and that means don't have to wear a mask. And some places doesn't have mask requirements. Some places do take mask requirements. Okay. Let's begin with some NGM music. Let's begin with some tapes I got from eBay this week or from my thrift store. Let's begin with Gene Kelly, Frank Sinatra, and On the Town in 1949. Co-stars with Jules Munchin, Betty Garrett, Aunt Miller, and Vera-Ellen. Made in 1949, was based on the play, like they opened up on Broadway in 1944. This is part of the NGM musical tapes in the 1985 releases from NGM UA Home Video. This is the sticker label, what it looks like from the early 80s. And this tag is about $29.95 from Alexander's. It used to be like Alexander's, a department store, till like all the Alexander places shut down in the early 1990s. That was at the time when Suncoast was moving in. Here's like another NGM musical, one of the best loved musicals of all times. Gene Kelly in Singin' in the Rain, 1952. Stars with Debbie Reynolds, Donna O'Connor, Jane Hagen, Midland Mitchell, and Sid Cerise. And they had like one of the best musical numbers in there, like Singing in the Rain, that represents the theme song for NGM, and Make 'Em Laugh with Donna O'Connor. One of the best loved movies of all times. And you know, I have the 1986 reissue of Singing in the Rain. In the future, I can show you about my two copies, like two comparisons, right on my other channel. This sticker label was 1985, and this tag is from the Alexander's Electronics Store, Alexander's department store. The only Alexander I know that used to be in Queens, New York, was the one on Queens Boulevard, Regal Park, right near to my old tape store I used to go to, Sunrise Video. And that was before they built a Circuit City or something. Now here's one of the best popular musicals of all time, Seven Brides for Seven Brothers, with Jane Powell and Howard Keel in 1954. And this is the 1985 release. Dancing, singing, spabbered about the rust and romancing of the American West. And I show you the Seven Brides and Seven Brothers from my other updated video, the 1986 reissue. Yeah. Now here's like the fourth NGM musical tape we have. High Society, starring with the great Bing Crosby, Grace Kelly, and Frank Sinatra, and Louis Armstrong in this band. And you know, High Society was made in 1956. It was a remake of the 1940 The Philadelphia Story with Katharine Hepburn, Cary Grant, and Jimmy Stewart. This is the 1985 reissue in a slip cardboard. Sticker label from 1983 or something. I think it was in 84. Now I got some of the hard-to-find CBS Fox tapes. The King and I, 1956. Yep, one of the best popular musicals ever made, by Rodgers and Hammerstein. Stars with Hugh Brenner. The same Hugh Brenner was in the Ten Commandments. This is the 1984 release. And I even have the original release of The King and I. Came out in Magnetic Video Corporation in the late 1970s. I bought it from the thrift store. Now here's South Pacific. I showed you that previously, the acceptable copy. The one I got it from my little library down the block a couple of months ago. That has like Missy Grainer and Rosanna Brazzi, and Wade Wellston was in it too. 1984 reissue. I even have the 1981 original from CBS NGM Home Video of South Pacific. It was based on the play by Rogers and Hammerstein. One I bought you, The Sound of Music. Now here's like an Elvis Presley tape, Paradise in the Hawaii style. It was made in 1965, and this is the 1985 release from the Key Video release. And however, this movie was kindly reissued in the Elvis Presley collection in the Key Video series. Everybody liked the King. Everybody still loves Elvis Presley then. I mean, they love Elvis Presley then, and they love Elvis Presley now. And they say he's the king of rock and roll. I'm not that fond about Elvis, but hey, put it to you this way. Elvis Presley is one of the best known singers of all times. Born 1935, and he died from drugs in 1977. He was about to do his concert tour. Now, here's something I found in the thrift store that it has stars with W.C. Fields in the bank dick in 1940. I showed you that from my other channel, like 2 comparison copies of the bank dick. I have 1983 original and the 1987 reprint, and I'll show you what the tape looks like. This tape was printed on the 35th week of 1990, and besides, I got this tape in my thrift store down the block, and it looks brand new. Now here's like a rare silent movie, and this is a VHS tape from Video Yesteryear, started in 1978. And this box packaging was in 90. This tape is called 1651 Riders of the Lord. That was like an old silent film in 1922. The length is 75 minutes. Now here's a couple of the Disney tapes. I got here a rare copy of Beauty and the Beast. Not exactly a reprint, but original. Yeah. This original copy of Beauty and the Beast was printed on June 2nd, 1992. And you know, this copy of Beauty and the Beast has the previews of, like, the sneak preview of Aladdin. Then Sleeping Beauty was coming to theaters. Then at the end of this tape has 2 previews of some Disney titles are coming on home video, or one available. That is like Pinocchio, at the Pinocchio preview and the 101 Dalmatians preview. But the other copy of Beauty and the Beast I have, it was the late 1992, probably in 1993 reprint that has the Aladdin sneak preview, Sleeping Beauty preview, and the Pinocchio coming out on home video preview, and the 101 Dalmatians preview at the end. Now here's the first time I ever owned Pocahontas on home video, and it's a 1995 or 96 release. Colors of the Wind. Mel Gibson does one of the voices as Captain John Smith. This tape was printed on February 21st, 1996. Here's something else. It's in here. Sorry about that, I'll fix that. Proofs of purchase for the Pocahontas. Here's like a Disney catalog with some titles were available. Spring of 1996, Disney home video release of Many Adventures of Winnie the Pooh for the first time on home video, but it came out in the early 80s of the Neon Mickey tapes. Aladdin and the King of Thieves. Here's some Disney titles were available before it goes back into the vault, like The Lion King and Cinderella, but I love Snow White. The Masterpiece collections from Dumbo and Alice in Wonderland, yeah. Homeward Bound, Incredible Journey, and Old Yeller from the Family Films collection. Then it has like The Big Green and Angels on the Outfield. Here's a couple of Disney sing-along tape series. Here's the Muppet sing-along songs. The Bone and Pumbaa episodes. The Best of Roger Rabbit. Here's the Winnie the Pooh collection. Yeah. And the Disney's favorite stories. Back then in 1988 to the early 90s, they even have the Disney mini classics. Couple Disney princess cassettes. Yeah. And here's like another one. Like Vacation and the Magical Adventures Around Every River Band. That was when Pocahontas were popular. There's a proof of purchase about Pocahontas. Nestle Quick Advertising when they have the Pocahontas board game. Yeah. This coupon expired by December 31st, 1996, before going on the year of 1997. There's a Disney catalog from the Disney store. And I know the Disney stores are just hanging in there. Let's hope it doesn't go out of business. There's like the Pocahontas characters, brochure. Yeah. Look inside of valuable savings and hot new offers from Disney. And look at this. Family Fun magazine. Now hold on a second. I'm going to fix something. Don't you go away. Okay, now we're back, and now I got some of the tapes that I'll be selling on eBay, of course. Well, here's an NGM musical tape of That's Entertainment. I have the 1987 reissue. I think it was an 86 reissue, and I even have I wish I had the 1983 original reissue. This copy of That's Entertainment was reissued in 1994. That was at the time when That's Entertainment was 20 years old, and they was making the third That's Entertainment around that time in 1994, without Fred Astaire. Doesn't say any print date on it. Yeah. That's Entertainment has some clips with some over 200 NGM musicals from the 30s and 40s and 50s right up to the 60s. When they show some clips like from The Wizard of Oz, through Singing in the Rain, through Seven Brides and Seven Brothers, and many more. And even Gigi. Now here's one of the best popular musicals ever made in the early 1980s with Kel Burnett, Albert Finney, Bernadette Peters, and Tim Curry in Annie. And Angela Quinn plays Annie. And however, I showed you Annie on my other updated video that I got it from my thrift store. This is going to be on eBay probably in the future. Some will come out tomorrow. It's A Hard Knock Life. And this is the 1985 reissue of Annie from RCA Columbia Pictures Home Video. Personally, I have the 1983 reissue of Annie, early 83. And I wish I have the 1982 original from the early titles of RCA Columbia Pictures Home Video. This tape was printed on 21st week of 1985. I'm going to fix this. Now here's an Irving Berlin musical that stars with Bing Crosby, Danny Kaye, Rosemary Clooney, and Vera-Ellen in White Christmas in 1954. And however, I got the copy of White Christmas, and this tape, I even have the copy of White Christmas, and this is a little reprint. Printed it on the 51st week of 1985. And this tape was also bought from Alexander's department store, and the retail of this tape was only $24.95. That's $25. Probably back then, people were buying more VHS tapes than Betamax during the 1980s. Now I got it from my thrift store this week. Laurel and Hardy's Men of War Colorized. And this was released on video in 1992 of the Laurel and Hardy Colorized collection from Cabin Fever Entertainment. And they have the soda fountain routine with Gene Finlayson. Soda, 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 would you like to have, Stan? Soda. Show you what this tape looks like. I even have Men of War on the 8th Laurel and Hardy volume. One in 1981 original and 1987. Now I got here Charlie Chaplin's The Kid and the Idol Class. I even have the original release of the Kid and the Idol Class when it came out in Magnetic Video Corporation in 1978 or 79. And here is the Fox video series in 1992. Originally it was reissued in 1985 from Playhouse Video, and the Charlie Chaplin Centennial Collection in 1989. Vertical sticker label. This tape was printed on the 9th week of 1994. Everybody likes the Tramp. That's going to be for selling. Now I got here like a VHS blank, probably from 1992. It's called Scotch Video Cassette EG Plus High Grave. Looks brand new. Now I got here like a DVD of the original Paddington Bear episodes. The ones with Paddington Bear made back in the 1980s. About 10 hours and 45 minutes of the Paddington Bear episodes. God, I love Paddington Bear. During the 1980s, Walt Disney Home Video released one of the Paddington Bear episodes on VHS cassettes, like volumes 1 through 4, and then the Paddington Bear episodes, they released a lot more in the early 90s from Buena Vista Home Video. There's the Paddington Bear cartoon series. During the 80s, HBO Canon Video made like Paddington Bear HBO Canon Video release of Paddington Bear Goes to the Movies, when they had like Singing in the Rain. Yeah, that was when at the time when the new Paddington Bear was coming out in theaters. This has got to be around the 2014. God, I love Paddington Bear. Here's one of the rare Sesame Street books from the 1980s. There's No Place Like Home. It was published in 1983. C is for Cookie, Don't Be a Monster. Here's another Sesame Street book. Prepare Drawers, Upside Down Poems, and Other Nonsense from Sesame Street. This book was released in 1984, around that time when Sesame Street characters made a cameo appearance in Muppets Takes Manhattan. Be a Bird Watcher. Here's What Did I Bring? It was released in 1980. Don't Be a Monster. C is the Cookie. The House That Briff Built. It's like referring to the house that Jack built as a nursery rhyme. It was released in 1980. One of the structures from Sesame Street's names are Biff and Sally. There's like Bert helping, but where's your Ernie? Big Bird was a mover. Count your blessings. And here's we only got a few more. Down on the Farm with Grover. It was released in 1980. God, I love the old Sesame Street. There's Big Bird, and there's the Count and Cookie Monster. There's Bert and Ernie. Don't be a monster. Now here's the last one's called The Tweedledee Bug's Dream House. It was released in 1983. And however, the illustration's not animated. It's mostly like with the live actions. It looks like it's probably made by Claymation. The one that brought you Gumby and Davy and Goliath back in the 1960s. Don't be a grouch. A couple of these children's books also I got this week from my thrift store. Here's like the old Golden Book, like the McGill Gorilla. It was released from Golden Book in 1964, also owned by Hanna-Barbera Productions. Doris Butler does one of those voices, and Don Missick. McGill Gorilla. Here's like a little cottontail, also released from Golden Book in 1960. It's got to be about 60 years old. Golden Books are pretty rare. Here's like this book called Seven Special Days. This book was released in 1987 by Happy Day Book Series. The next one we got here is a Mickey Mouse book in from that was released a tale book, a very small hardcover. That was got to be from 1976 by Walt Disney Productions. There's like Little Lulu, Daniel's New Friend. That's got to be published in the 60s. Got to be in 1967? 1968. Hey, Lassie. And here's a book also I got for myself. Care Bears and the New Baby. That was released in 1983 from Random House. I love the old Care Bears, but I even love Grumpy Bear, Tenderheart, Friend Bear, Sunshine Bear, and I even love the Care Bear cousins like Braveheart Lion, Treatheart, and even Lotso Heart the elephant. Even the villains I like too in the old Care Bears episodes with Professor Coldheart, Frostbite, Antifreeze, Beastly, Shrinky, and Uncle No Heart. Now I got some of the Disney read-along books. I got it in the mail or from my thrift store this week. Here's the read-along of The Wizard of Oz. It was originally published in 1969, but it was reissued in 1978. And this copy is the 1987 reissue. Narrated by Hal Smith in 1978 version. Except this copy doesn't come in the audio cassette. Someone must have written in crayons. Now here's Lady and the Tramp. That was reissued. That was released in 1979. Narrated also by Hal Smith. And this comes with the tape. Now we got here like one of the rare, hard to find books I had to get on eBay. That is the Charlie Brown read-along of It's Your First Kiss, Charlie Brown, with Someday You'll Find a Charlie Brown. This was released around 1980, but the special was in 1977. And I even used to rent this out on VHS. Comes with the episode with Someday You'll Find Her, Charlie Brown. That was released in Media Home Entertainment. Charlie Brown was in love with that little red-haired girl. Good grief. Here's what this cassette looks like. back then, Bona Vista Records released one of the Charlie Brown read-along book series from the years of 1978 to 1980. Put this back. Here's the kid stuff read along, like a world made of love with the Care Bears. That was released in from Kid Stuff Records and Tapes book series in 1983. Hold on. Here's what this cassette looks like. I even love the Kid Stuff read-alongs. I even have the Tarzan read-alongs and some G.I. Joes. God, I love the old Care Bears. And here's another Disney read-along book I'll be selling on eBay. It's A Small World. This is narrated by Linda Gary when it was reissued in 1977. And I even have like the first original reissue. And I showed you previously on my other updated video, I have the Disney educational read-along version of The Small World from the early 1970s. And this copy is reissued in 1987. And also this tape comes with The Small World with Cinderella. I'll be selling that. Now here's a Star Wars read-along, like part of the Return of the Jedi, that is the Ewoks join the fight. That was taken from the film of Return of the Jedi. I even have this in part of the Bona Vista Read-Along Adventures bookcase thing. This was released around 1983, taken from the movie. Here's some titles that are currently available from the Bona Vista Read-Along Adventure series. Now I got here some couple of these Golden Book read-alongs made during the 1970s. Like one of them could narrate by Robert Holt and Hal Smith. Next, I think we got Jingle Bells. That was released in the 40s. Or I think it was in the 50s. I'm not that sure. But this read-along adapted version was 1976. Sadly, it came with no tape, but I already have it anyways. Now here's Frosty the Snowman, also released in 1976. The book animation illustration was got to be in the 40s. Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, that was released in 1976, but the illustration's got to be in the 50s and 60s. And here's Thumbelina by Hans Christian Andersen.